Forget everything you know about hot showers and fancy body wash. Back in the Middle Ages, most people thought a single bath a year was plenty, yeah, plenty. Their idea of clean would totally freak you out today. Welcome to the gross truth about medieval bathing, where bath water wasn't just dirty, it could be downright dangerous. Picture Europe around the year 1200. Cobblestone streets packed with market stalls, animals wandering freely, and not a plumbing system in sight. Water came from rivers or wells, and both were often as muddy as the streets. With disease spreading like wildfire, people had to choose between getting filthy or risking sickness from the water itself. Talk about a lose-lose situation. Most folks skipped daily washing altogether. Instead, they relied on a quick face splash in the morning and maybe a rinse of hands before meals. Full-body baths? Rare treats. Peasants might manage one or two a year, often timed with big holidays like Easter, while the wealthy could afford an occasional soak in a wooden tub filled with water carried by servants. Despite the reputation for dirt, medieval towns once loved their bathhouses. Picture a big wooden building buzzing with chatter, steam rolling out the door, everyone from merchants to monks soaking in giant tubs. It was part spa, part social club. People went to relax, make deals, even flirt a little. But with shared water and no chlorine, a soak there was a gamble. Warm, cozy, and packed with germs. Families that couldn't afford public baths made do at home. They'd heat buckets of water over the fire and pour it into a single wooden tub. Everyone took turns, dad first, then mom, then the kids, in order of age. By the time the baby got in, the water looked like soup. That old phrase, "don't throw the baby out with the bath water." Yep, it came from nights just like these. The rich turned bath time into a mini feast. Servants lined the tub with scented herbs like rosemary and mint, then poured in warm water mixed with wine or milk. Noble ladies soaked while musicians played and platters of fruit and pastries circled the room. Think medieval spa day, but even with luxury, the water wasn't exactly germ-free, and perfumes often just masked the smell instead of cleaning it. Things took a dark turn when outbreaks like the Black Death hit Europe. Doctors warned that hot baths opened the pores and let disease seep in. People ditched the bathhouses almost overnight, convinced that staying dirty was safer than soaking. Cities shut down public tubs, and bathing went from healthy habit to suspicious activity in just a few decades. With baths out of favour, folks turned to what we'd call dry cleaning. They rubbed their skin with rough cloths, dusted with scented powders, and changed linen shirts more often, believing clean fabric soaked up dirt and sweat. It wasn't exactly fresh, but swapping a sweaty tunic for crisp linen was the closest thing to deodorant they had. People got creative with herbs and oils to fight the stink. Lavender, sage, and rosemary were favourites, stuffed into little pouches and worn under clothes like natural air fresheners. Some rubbed their skin with vinegar or wine, hoping the acid killed germs. Spoiler, it mostly just made them smell like salad dressing, but hey, they tried. Washing hair was a rare luxury. Most folks combed it daily to pull out dirt and lice, then sprinkled flour or powdered herbs to soak up grease. Think medieval dry shampoo. Wealthy women braided their hair tight and covered it with veils or hoods to hide the mess. Even when people wanted to bathe, clean water was hard to find. Rivers doubled as laundry spots, trash dumps, and public bathrooms for animals and humans alike. Wells weren't much better. One dead rat could ruin the supply. No wonder many thought bathing in that water might make you sicker than skipping it. Perfume became the medieval answer to a long bath. Nobles carried pomanders, little metal balls stuffed with scented herbs, or dabbed rosewater on clothes to mask body odour. Some churches even burned incense during services to keep the air holy and, let's be real, less stinky. Smelling good was a status symbol as much as clean clothes. Medieval doctors believed too much bathing weakened the body and let sickness creep in. Some even said hot water opened the pores so evil miasmas could sneak inside. Their prescription? Stay dry, stay dressed, and pray a lot. Spoiler. It didn't really work, but the idea stuck for centuries. Monasteries were the rare places where regular washing stayed important. Monks bathed before holy days and kept their clothes cleaner than most townsfolk. Some abbeys even had heated bathrooms with running water channeled from nearby springs. For travellers, A stop at a monastery could mean the cleanest night's sleep they'd have all year. By the late 1400s, attitudes started to shift again. Trade with the Middle East reintroduced fancy bath traditions and new soaps made with olive oil. Wealthy Europeans built private tubs and marble baths, while cities reopened public bathhouses with better drainage. Bathing slowly moved from suspicious to fashionable once more. True game changer? Soap. Early baths were rough mixes of animal fat and ash, but merchants from the Mediterranean brought smoother olive oil soaps that actually smelled nice. For the first time, regular washing started to feel refreshing instead of like a chore, and people bragged about imported Castile soap the way we hype fancy skincare today. By the 1500s, public bathhouses made a full comeback. They weren't just for cleaning up, they became spots for gossip, music, and even business meetings. Some cities treated them like today's coffee shops, where you could soak, eat, and strike a deal all in one visit. Cleanliness was finally back in style. As soap got cheaper and wells cleaner, even peasants began washing more often. Weekly baths became a goal, not a dream. Kids splashed in rivers during summer, and families kept a small tub indoors for regular rinses. For the first time in centuries, smelling halfway decent wasn't just for the rich. Even today, people think everyone in the Middle Ages was filthy all the time, but plenty of folks cared about cleanliness, they just had different tools and beliefs. From herbal powders to fancy imported soap, they found creative ways to fight the funk. Long before modern plumbing showed up, medieval bathing habits shaped how we clean ourselves today. The idea of bathhouses inspired modern spas, and herbal scents like lavender still show up in soaps and shampoos. Even the phrase, "don't throw the baby out with the bathwater," is a souvenir from those crowded family tub nights. So next time you step into a hot shower, think about the centuries it took to make daily bathing normal. From herbal powders to risky bathhouses, medieval people did what they could to stay clean well, cleanish. If you loved this wild trip back in time, hit that like button, subscribe for more history with a twist, and share the gross truth with a friend who still skips shower day.